Hello and welcome to another Satisfactory video. In the last episode, we set up a huge oil processing plant, but I even had to expand it after the fact. We'll go take a look at it here in a moment. And it is time to work on level 3 of the base. So as you can see here, our level 1 is raw resources to basic process. And if we head on up, where's my, there's the ladder on this one. We have basic materials to intermediate process as I fall down. My god, I can't climb ladders, it seems. Or I can't make the tiniest jumps. Everything here is all the assemblers, where all the constructors are on the bottom floor. And then going up, we have all of the intermediate resources, and now we need to do the advanced. So we take a look here. Oh my god, look at all these resources all lined up. And if I go and I bring up my spreadsheet with them all laid out, they are fitting that spreadsheet perfectly. Every single thing that I could possibly need. So we've got all of our space elevator stuff, oil stuff, computer stuff, steel stuff, then we got basic iron, basic copper, and then just some other random stuff like motors and frames and stuff like that. So we need to, today, set down a bunch of manufacturers, these 4 input behemoths, and get them functioning. But after I gotten everything online and I started really powering things up, I kind of noticed that I ran out of power, because the oil processing plant is a power hog. It is taking a whole bunch. You know, considering the fact that it's pretty much always on, a lot of these lines here are not functioning because the lines are full. There's no demand for their products, so they go dormant. And it's okay if they go dormant. But over here, because I'm splitting things off into a sink and things are constantly flowing, that means that the oil back here is constantly flowing, which means that all of this stuff is constantly on. So it just is always using a significant amount of power. So I was doing before is I took the petroleum coke and I was setting it just to an overflow. Just send it into an awesome sink, get some points for it. I couldn't afford to do that anymore. This petroleum coke coming along here, it actually needs to go and is being distributed out to a whole new set of power generation. We still have the overflow here for the petroleum coke, and we're just using some smart splitters set to overflow off to their left, and it's working wonderfully. So I have a little also crafting and MAM bench and everything set up here just for crafting away from home if I need to. If we take a look here, we have a total of another 32 coal generators, the same amount that we had back here in this lake, just set up in its 8x3 formation here with these water generators, and then all the petroleum coke is going in. We have 900 petroleum coke, and that's 450 per line after we split it up. And I'm not using the full thing. I think I can do another 4. I can do 36 in total. So I have that little bit of overflow petroleum coke, which is what is occurring there. That little bit of overflow is going in and getting it turned into points. But at least with this actually being power, I have a decent amount of power. We're at 4,800 capacity now, and things are running. And this is actually right after I finished the last episode. The base shut down because of lack of power, and I had to deal with that. But it's all good now. Everything here is running properly, and we can just do a hop, skip, and a jump back to base. Hopefully I can catch a boost off one of these here. Come on. Give me a nice jump. There we go. Get a boost off the conveyor belt to get me flying back to base quicker. Cha! That's one thing I'd like to set up, maybe. Essentially a conveyor belt going in each direction on each floor that would just be from running on, because then I could fly around a little bit faster. Slide through my screws there. But, alright, so we need to get the manufacturers. There's going to be a lot of resources that we're going to need to pull down for each one of these, because, of course, they need 4. And they're going to need a lot of space, which is actually kind of funny. Down at the lower levels, when you're just having like a smelter, it's 1 block and then input and output. And it's really easy. It's just a 3-block thing. These assemblers here needed 4 blocks because they were a little bit bigger. But these manufacturers, because they're just so darn big, they require essentially the full like 6 blocks that I span with a conveyor belt in order to have enough room for the highest one to come down and actually get into the front of the manufacturer in time, which is very annoying. But it's what we have to deal with, so we're going to have to deal with it. And let's see. Manufacturer. We can see we've got everything nicely lined up. We want to, because if we put this too close, like if we put it in the middle between these, which would be around, say, here, then the top one has difficulty getting in. Conveyor belt too steep. So we actually need to move it back pretty much to there, all the way to the left as far as I can here, and then conveyor belt does fine. It's a little bit of wiggle room there. I could have done it a little bit closer to that side, but I think lining it up at the back there will be fine. Then we can plug it in, and we can go see what this manufacturer can make. So beacons, which is just some basic iron and copper products, heavy modular frames, which will be very useful, and some more advanced steel products, and some iron, high-speed connectors, which is our quick wire, and computer products, rifle cartridges, which I have everything for, except for black powder. I still haven't run sulfur to this base with some extra coal in order to make black powder, so once I run another coal line and a sulfur line, then I can make rifle cartridges. Filters, realistically, I don't need to automate those. I can just make as many as I need manually. We got crystal oscillators, which need, quartz. Oh, I don't have any quartz yet coming into the base, and the alternate still needs quartz, which is unfortunate. But it looks like computers. I have everything I need to make computers. That's good. That's very good. Because the main focus here is to get this higher level space elevator stuff automated, and hopefully I can do that today. So for example, this one is good to go. Modular engines, we have those 3 components. We're building them. So that one's good. For adaptive control unit, we're going to need heavy modular frames and computers. So that's going to be 2 manufacturers ahead of it. And then alternate for flexible framework, we don't need to do that. We're already making framework. So these are the main 2 that I want to get done today. But because of this guy, I need to also do computers and also heavy modular frames. So why don't we start with the heavy modular frame? We have everything we need to do it. So we need modular frames, steel beams, encased beams, and screws. Now, something I've been doing with screws, and I think this is actually a pretty cool idea too, is I'm pulling them off from sort of multiple rows. Let me go down and find an example of this. where am I doing this with some screws here? Essentially, because my belts are 480 per minute max, if I want to have more than that, and screws are typically the requirement of having like 100 per minute, you're going to be depleting the screws from one of the belts quite quickly. As such, what I'm doing is doing this. So I'm going to eventually have 3 screw lines here. This line, and eventually this line. I just need to add some more infrastructure in the lowest level. And I'm splitting them off from all 3 of them at the same time, and then merging here. So while I am only getting 480 per line, I'm getting 3 lines worth of availability to the whole thing. So instead of it being, okay, the top line is being taken by this particular process and I can't use it anywhere else down the line, then I'm just breaking off what I need, but it's being evenly distributed between the 3 lines in terms of the load, and I can just always have all 3 lines being pulled upon for that. And I think that's going to work out nicely for me. At least it's an experiment. See if that kind of thing works. But we'll just pop another lookout tower down and get back up to the next level, which I need to add in some proper stairs here in a bit, but no worries yet. So let's get, and I believe, oh, I hardly have any belting materials here, but I think I have enough to get started. We need encased industrial beams, steel pipes, modular frames. So we can find those 3 here. There's modular frames, so it's 3rd one down on the 3rd one over. 1, 2, 3. The encased beams are right there. Again, 3rd one down. And we've got this steel beams right here. And then screws, of course. So it'll be all 3 of these eventually. And I'm definitely going to have to get some more materials here. So those are the belts that I need to break off to get into these splitters. Based on their positions, that one is obviously going to be the bottom splitter, so I can line up and simply split. That one I should just be able to split and split. And these ones might need to watch out when you're putting these down. If you aim at this, it's not actually splitting the line. You have to actually aim at the line. So I have to put down a tower here so that I can be partway up. I can actually aim at the line. So you see there's the difference between aiming at the line and being able to slide it back and forth, and aiming at the splitter, because it's which one it's snapping to. You have to make sure you aim at the line there. So those 3 will split there. So those 3 will combine to merge into the top of this splitter here. So I can go for a merger. We'll just put it, say, 1 tick forward, and we'll stack it up until it's at the right height, and then get rid of the ones below it. And these 3 will go into there. Left, right, and center forward. And actually, it could be one taller. Could be. The belt, yeah, the belt will fit down there, and that gets it a little bit more out of the way. I need some more encased things. I'll be right back. Let's grab some tools and grab some materials. Alright, and over 1,000 of the resource now, so I got plenty to build with. So I'll have this one go to there, this one can go to there, this one can go to there, and then you can go into there, and then you can go into the far left. We'll do it that way. So then we got screws flying in at top speed. So this here is going to be the 480 per minute. And if I can get a nice jump, we can see that each one of these is being alternating between. I still don't have the third line on, but the load is being distributed between them. So the amount of screws going forward is even wherever it's being taken from. So many screws. Okay, next up, this is going to be troublesome right here. I'm going to have to alternate these. So if I get rid of these splitters, thankfully, because if you place them on the line, they place them and then you get rid of them, it doesn't actually get rid of the line afterwards, which is nice. This needs to be halfway this way. This needs to be halfway this way. And that should open up enough space that these can get over there. Yeah, this should be good. This should go... Oh no, it's encroaching on that clearance. Oh, you might need to go over a little bit further. Say to here. Thankfully, because there's only the one input in this entire area, you can be a little bit, you know, a little bit more liberal on how far over these things are from each other. Alright, that one works. And then this one goes into there, and then this one will go into there. These are all Mark IV belts, so these will fill up quite quickly here. Oh, look at that. Look at all those resources flowing in like magic. And heavy modular frames is being created. That makes me happy inside. And then we can just continue down the list. We've got another setup here, although I should probably, more than likely, get this on the belts. I'll do it in a moment. I need to update my spreadsheet on where different resources are going. Because every time it goes up a level, they all flip. What was on the bottom is now on the top. So I need to flip my level 2 processing to be proper alignment for my level 3. We'll back this up. Should be good right there. Another manufacturer. And that was heavy modular frames. So the next thing I'm going to need is probably computers, because I want to get just these functional today. So I'm just going to focus on getting the modular frames, then the computers, and then I'll get the engine and adaptive control unit set up, and then I can go and do the rest of these off camera. But computers. So more screws, plastic, cable, and computer parts. Alright. So more screws, we can pull them again forward, as we'll always be using screws. Hence why I'm going to have 3 lines of them. Now we have to run back over here to grab this plastic, which is that one. Yes. The computer bits. And what else was it? Cables, right? Cable, circuit boards, plastic, and screws. Yeah, so we just need cables to be brought forward, which are in the basic copper, which is this line right here. Bring forward those, and then you, that is 1, 2, 3 over, 1, 2, 3, bottom one, you are 1 up and 1 right from that. And that should be the 4 I need for this guy. Awesome. So then again, grab the splitters, line myself up. We've got the 3 screws, so I need to do my little lookout tower and get it right onto the screw line again. Like that. And I can do my floating merger trick. Where was that merger? It was halfway through. It was right in the center like this. And out to that direction. And did I do it 3 or 4 high there? Oh, I did it 1 more higher. Right. Yeah, there we go. Get rid of those because we have the ability to go down 1 and again screws into the far left. And then it was the top one went into this side. We're just trying to copy these to make sure they stay the same. This one went into this side, and this one went into that side. And then screws should flow on in and fill this thing up. Alright, that's 1 resource down. These other resources shouldn't be actually that bad. This one right here can possibly just jump up and over and then down, and that should be fine. Let's see, you go directly into there. You're nice and flat. That's easy. We need to get onto this belting here. And right on the edge, please. There we go. You, while you can't go directly down there because it's encroaching on another's clearance, you can click to here and then go forward from there. Oh, I could totally do it to there and then go into that top level. Oh, that's how I could do it. Can you go into the bottom without encroaching on clearance? No, you can't. Okay, so then you just come down to there and then go into the bottom. You go into there. You can go into there. Right over top of that one. That works super easy. Dun, 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 dun. And get all these fired up and mass computers. Oh man, once you got everything all laid out, stuff just flies together super fast. I love it. Get another manufacturer placed out, and this will be our first of our new resources that we need for our space elevator. Click it in right there, and I can't see, it's too far. We'll be able to. We'll just get the other guy laid out here at the same time. Why not? And 1, 2, and all aligned, and good. There we go. So, we still do need to pop these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get all this little bit of infrastructure all figured out here. Okay, all those little towers are all in position. Next up is going to be the modular engine, which we already have everything for. We just need to bring it forward. Motors, rubbers, and smart plating. Okay, should be relatively easy here. So motors should be in this line, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, right there. There's motors. So you going to there and going forward. And I needed smart plating and what else? It was motors, rubber, and smart plating. 3 resources. Rubber should be right beside plastic, and plastic is right here. And there it is. Bring forward the rubber. And then smart plating is on the far left here, as it's one of the space elevator resources. Easy peasy. Send rubber forward to this next section. Come on, snap in. And there's the motors forward. That is 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. 1, 2, 3, and 1 down. Right there. Snap in. There we go. So again, for these ones, I can just do a little skip over, and this guy can just go straight down, and I actually only need 3 inputs. Life is getting even easier. So click, and click, and click. And this guy can go into the top, you can go into the bottom, and then you... Oh, you're way too close to each other. No, there was a... That wasn't going to work. It wasn't like the other ones. We need to go half the distance there and half the distance there. And then that should be fine. Yep, that works out. And then the first 3 in like that. And then this thing is making modular engines. So easy. All these resources, man. They're so wonderful. And then this last guy is going to be my adaptive control unit, which I'm going to need the parts that I'm already making, my computers and my heavy modular frames. So I'm going to have to figure out where those are on my... Where do I want to put those? I'm thinking my computers are going to be on my sort of circuit board AI limiter. So it's going to be... There's circuit board, and then AI limiter, and then computer on that line. So this line here is going to be computers. That's what I'll do. So where are the computers being made? Right here. So that new line right there is the computers. So I'll grab a merger and we'll line up, slap it down on that line. Yep, that's the right one I want to put it on. And we'll send the computers up to that line. There they go. Look at all those computers. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so then, let me just write that down here. That is going to be computer. And if I'm going to put my heavy modular frames, I'll put them on the same line as modular frames and motors. I could move motors to a different spot, so it's right beside modular frames. But I could do that later. Doesn't belong in oil line, because there's going to be computer, then supercomputer. So yeah, we'll modular frames, and we'll go heavy modular frames, and they will be on C, right beside motors. So motors are here, so they're going to be just above motors. Right here at the top. Yeah, having a spreadsheet for all of these belts and lines of resources has been the most freaking valuable thing that I've ever done in this game. I could not have managed this game without having that all figured out. So right there, that's the one I want. So we'll align and right to there. We'll merge up to there, and these heavy modular frames are taking off into the sky and down the belting. And I believe they need to go over to there. So another pathway out. Come on, click it, click it. There we go. It's kind of annoying. It gets pissed off if the player is in the path. Kind of wish I could just place it anyway, and then like bump me out or something. Come on. There we go. Okay, so that's the first of the resources this needs. That's the heavy modular frames. We need the circuit boards, automated wiring, and computers. So we have the... We brought up computers. The computers are right here. They're third down on this row. Yep. 1, 2, 3. And circuit boards are right underneath them. Right? They're right underneath them? No, they're one underneath them. Right there. And then the automated wiring is way the hell back here at the start, as we haven't moved it up yet. It is right there. So it is one space in between this and that. These two lines. And we can just head on forward. And I'm almost out of frickin' building materials again. My god, I'm going through so much here. But that is what is required. So there's bottom, one space there. So that's you. Then we need these guys, which is third one over. 1, 2, 3, bottom. Ah, I can't afford. Alright. At least over here, I'm stockpiling a large quantity of these resources, as there is a overflow splitter set up for all of my encased industrial beams, and I can just grab a whole inventory full super easy. And then take the belts back, as they are super duper fast. Although the only problem is I don't believe my jump is big enough. Nope, it is not. And I fall off. That's the only problem. If I could jump another, like, foot, I could take those belts back and just leap up the next level. But, ah well. Look how tower it is. That's how it works. So, automated wiring, circuit board, heavy modular frame computer. There's my automated wiring. There's my heavy modular frames. Here's my computers. That's 3 over, 2 from the top. And 2 below that. And those should be my resources that I need. Okay, good. Then for the splitters, it looks like I have enough room here to do this all nicely, easily here. Those two will be easy, and then this one can skip in between them and more than likely put a belt through the middle to then hook up. You can go to the bottom, you can go to the second, you can go to there. No, it's not going to like the clearance. So if I jump properly and grab myself at the edge here, I can fit through. No, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't want me to fit through there. Okay, I just got to move these right here. You need to be halfway over this way, and then you need to be halfway over that way, and then they won't get in each other's way. You to there, and you to... Oh, it's encroaching on that thing's clearance. Alright, we'll move you to align with this side. And then there, and there. And then an easy centered splitter there for the top one. Haha. Adaptive control unit. Your time has come. We are setting you up, and all the resources should be flowing in nice and quickly here. It may take a moment for the heavy modular frames and computers to get into the lines, of course. They're kind of needing to back up, and they'll come slowly in as they are being processed. But we can feed it here with a little bit of heavy modular frames, and we can start the adaptive control unit. Oh, that is so exciting. Along with modular engines, I can then add those in. Modular engine and adaptive control unit into my belting system. So we have smart plating, flexible framework, then automated wiring, and then it's going to be modular engines, then adaptive control unit. So click there and there. You are going to merge. Center myself. You're going to merge on that top line there. Bada boom. And there we go. We can see some of my units moving up. Already. Modular engines. Oh, so exciting. And I should probably go and pick up the space elevator and move it, say, over to here or somewhere in this part of the base, so then I can just run these directly into the space elevator and then just let the game run, as that should probably be the right thing to do. And then you are going to be the next one up. You're going to be the next one higher here to there. And merger, line myself up right at the top there, and head on in. We don't need the back end of these mergers, as there's going to be nothing on those lines that is created beforehand. And there we go. We have all sorts of manufacturing going on. We'll take a look at it here from our corner lookout tower. Oh, that is actually kind of beautiful. Look at that manufacturing. And of course, as I've laid everything else out, it's very easily scalable. I can add as many manufacturers as I want for each different thing and scale it out. And look at those. Look at the screw lines. They're keeping up with the demand, which is good. I don't need to add a third screw line yet, but I've set everything up so that as soon as I do add a third screw line, it just works. And I don't have to change anything else in the factory. It'll just add screws to the demand that the factory needs, and it'll operate wonderfully. Well, this is good. This is just going on awesome. I actually think it might be a good idea to... Oh, we don't need that in my inventory. To move that space elevator. I can get rid of some of this stuff here. Make room for picking up the space elevator. And I'm pretty sure that the resources that are already invested into it will get saved. I want to hope. But I'm not sure if they will. So this is what? 5 stacks of concrete, 2.5 stacks of plates, 3 stacks of wires, and 4 stacks of that. So I don't have enough room to pick it up at the moment, but I'll just get rid of these copper for now. I do not need it at this current moment. And doesn't look like... Oh, there was a little bucket here of some of the wire that it needs. Just get rid of some cables and pick up that wire. Oof. Alright. And then we can go and take this and put it over at the end of our tier 3 section. Or sort of not tier 3, but sort of our third level to this base. And get it all piping in so that the resources are automatically going in. And then I can just let the game run. And everything will be wonderful. And I'll eventually come back and I'll be at the next level of resource for this game, this next level of technology. Oh, there's a bucket here. Oh, just some wiring. Just get rid of that. I am tempted to throw it down essentially right here. Or actually right there in the water. That might actually be kind of fun. Not sure how much concrete I have to build out. Space elevator needs 500, so I have to make sure to leave 500 here. But I'm tempted to build out here to a point and temporarily place the space elevator just right here in the middle of this lake. And run materials to it. Speaking of which, can we pick up any of this stuff here? Get rid of those. Looks like I picked that all up. Nice. Okay, good. Space elevator. We can slap it down right there. And should be good for me to just temporarily run the important bits to it. So we're gonna need also, here comes the animation again of the space elevator getting hooked back up. We need to run these guys to here, and then we just need to run these first two highest ones down and run them over to the space elevator. Conveyor belt is too steep. No! Alright, fine. We'll just move them one forward then. Right there. And, looking good. Are you even functioning? Oh, I haven't even connected this end of it. That's why it's not sending out any of its adaptive control units. There they all go. And I can just run these belts along here. Willy-nilly. Nice and easy. No need to keep them super organized at this point, as I am out of concrete. Temporarily. Yeah. You can grab some concrete from there. It's like, I'll fix it later. I just want to keep building. I don't want to have to run off and get some more resources just because I ran out right there. And, I believe if we go to the edge there, yep, we can go on down into the elevator from here. And there we go. We've already got the 2500 versatile framework, and we're starting to stockpile up the other resources. So that's it. We have Tier 7 and Tier 8 going to be unlocked relatively soon. I can just leave the game running now, and eventually these will be done. You know, I could expand out the resources, expand out the manufacturing for those particular things, or I can just let it go and just let it run for the next several hours, and it'll work out in the end. I needed 100 of these, and there are parts per minute, so that's 100 minutes, as long as I keep up on my input of them. Which, why the hell aren't... Oh, they are. They're just slowly coming down. Alright, looks like my circuit boards might be a limit here. They need 5 per minute for circuit boards. And something else up here is using circuit boards as well. It's in the computers. We need 25 per minute. So we need a total of 30 circuit boards per minute. Let's just go check the circuit boards, and that'll be the last thing we do in this episode. Just to make sure we're making enough circuit boards for the use here. So we need about 30 per minute, and how many do you make per minute? You're only making 7. Oh shit, we just have way too little amount of circuit boards. So this is the only thing I'll bump up here. I'll make 3 more of these, and that should bring this into a nice situation. Oh no, wait, I need those. Right, because these are assemblers. They need to be on the halves there. Right. They need the extra space. Like this. More spread out. Yeah, so this will be the last thing I do. And I'll just get this all set up. And then I can just let the game run for a while. And everything will be good. My splitter is backwards. There we go. That is going to be it for now. Thanks for watching. Good hunting out there, fellow pioneers.